Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EJG3 show. This is your host, Eddie Geber. I am here with Spencer. Spence, how you doing?
How we doing, Ed?
Hi.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, the NFL is here.
It sure is right around the corner.
Absolutely. So today we are going to be previewing the Baltimore Ravens, and we'll get to some other topics as well, but mostly Baltimore Ravens. Spence, how you feeling about your team this year?
I'm looking forward to the season starting here. I think every football fan is just eager for week one to happen because preseason is kind of not what they make it out to be. I feel like it's a little overhyped, and then it gets here, and it's just not. You want to see the real stars of the game plan. But I think I'm really excited. We got some great guys in the draft. Eric DeCosta has just proved himself to be one of the best GMs in the league. Uh, our first pick, we took late in the first round, we took Malachi Starks from Georgia. He's a really good safety. I think he's going to play a lot older than what he is. Zach Orr said earlier in the training camp that he reminds him a lot of CJ Mosley, just being a presence on defense. We got Mike Green, who's just an absolute stud out of uh, Marshall. He led the NCAA in total sacks last year with 17, and he's just making stuff happen already on the field. Having pressures, multiple pressures in that Indianapolis Colts preseason game. And then had just like a random linebacker we picked up, Teddy Buchanan. He's out of Cal. I think he might have a couple snaps, see a couple snaps on the field. He seemed like he was pretty good in a couple of the preseason games. Jay Higgins also had a great preseason game. He's an inside linebacker. He had a pick and a bunch of tackles. And then we got rid of Justin Tucker. As hard as it to say, it was. I think it's time to move on, given what's going on. Can't have a Deshaun Watson type situation going on down in Owens Mills. And Tyler Loop is the guy we replaced him with. There's videos of him making 70 yarders on camera, which I like. I like to hear that. I like to see it. And he's had pretty good couple games here in the preseason. He missed 2 kicks total, but he's a rookie and he's just getting the groove of things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the Ravens are going to be one of those teams where we know that they're Super Bowl contenders, but I think I would expect them to be there at the end, at least, you know, in a divisional round. That's what the expectation should be. Uh,
I really think that the Ravens can only go as far as they let themselves go. They get in their own way with stupid turnovers, penalties, untimely mishaps, just shooting yourself in your own foot. And I think that's really why they haven't gone on to that next big game that they got to go play and win.
yeah. Speaking about the playoffs, obviously it was very disappointing. Hard to see that type of ending. Mark Andrews dropping the ball. Uh, but Lamar Jackson didn't have a good start to that game.
Oh, he certainly did not. I'll be the first one to say that he didn't have the best. I'm sure he'd tell anybody that he wants that first half back. But then again, he in the second half he put his team in the position where they needed to be to win. I think we were driving in the fourth quarter when Mark Andrews got stripped and the ball went the other way. I think that was really a huge deciding factor in that game. And I obviously I was almost in tears watching that game. Really just wanted him to catch that ball in the end zone for the 2 point conversion. It would have been really cool to see in overtime.
The narrative this offseason. Sorry. Does Lamar Jackson have a postseason? Struggle. He's 3-5, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 6 fumbles lost. The whole narrative has been he doesn't produce in the postseason. What do you make of that? Do you think that's accurate?
I think he has definitely not played as good as he does play in the regular season. Uh, I mean, they ended up losing that game last year to the Bills, but overall, out of the PFF graded quarterbacks, he was the highest rated quarterback in the playoffs. So yeah, there's some bad turnovers, but he can simply do stuff that other guys can't do on the football field. Which I think some of those, obviously, the turnovers is not what you want to see, but again, he still put his team in the position to be able to win that game at the end of it.
Yeah, look, it can be true. But you know what? That was the start of his career. Obviously, he didn't have a great first half, but you play one game in the postseason. You don't have a full season, so it's kind of tough. I mean, he gets there, and
Yeah,
then
we dismantled the Texans and then we lost to the Bills.
no,
But
you dismantle the Steelers.
no, we dismantled the Steelers and then we played the Texans and beat them.
No, no,
Excuse
no.
me. I'm sorry. That was the Christmas Day game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
That's on me.
yeah. No, you're good.
That's
You're good.
100% on me.
No, but I mean, look, you had a really bad loss against Tennessee when the Ravens were the number one seed.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, look at the guys that Lamar was thrown to then. He had
I
Will Snead, guys you never even heard of.
I agree. He didn't have great weapons.
And there was also, I believe, in that game against the Titans, his first playoff game, that there was, I believe, 10 drops from the receivers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Look,
Stats say one thing. I just think Lamar is just, he's a player that's his product on the field is more than just what numbers say.
yeah, no, look, I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks. I know I want him on my team, no matter what. You know, if I didn't have Josh Allen. But
Would you trade Josh Allen for Lamar?
no,
Okay. Just a question.
but no, I think they're very close though. It's you know, you're gonna obviously keep Lamar. I'm gonna keep Josh. Uh, Chiefs are gonna keep Patrick. I don't want Patrick Mahomes on my team. Uh,
I don't, I'm not a Patrick
even
Mahomes
even though
guy.
he's good. I mean,
He's very good at football.
I just love my quarterback. But I think once he figures it out in the postseason, I think he's just, I think he's unstoppable.
I think he's on a Peyton Manning type trajectory. Peyton Manning took a while to win in the postseason, and I think he's one of the best quarterbacks ever. Not, I'd put him top five, Peyton Manning, and I think
Yeah, absolutely.
Lamar, if he wins one, is immediately up there. I mean, he's got more perfect passer rating games than anybody in NFL history, and he's played less games than a lot of those guys on that list.
Now you had a big off-season addition, uh, DeAndre Hopkins. What type of value will he add?
I think he'll be very good in the red zone for us. I don't expect him to put up crazy numbers receiving yards. I think he could have like 500 yards, 600 yards this year because we still have Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kohler, Tylan Wallace. We still have a lot of guys, and you got Lamar that can run and also hand it off to Derrick Henry in the backfield. So you got a bunch of guys that can do whatever you need on offense.
Yeah, look, this group is absolutely stacked. I know DeAndre Hopkins. You know, he's not the old DeAndre Hopkins, but he is very good in the red zone. He's
And
still
he's
a
got
big,
big hands. He catches everything,
yeah,
man.
he's still a big target. So I think he'll help Lamar Jackson. You know, he won't get double teamed, but there'll still be some help.
No, he
Uh,
won't get double teamed, but on plays where they have the two tight end set and they have Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely out there, that causes real problems for defenses.
I also think, what hurt the Ravens last year during that playoff run, Dave Flowers got injured. He is a huge piece to this offense.
Yes, he is. He's the guy that can get it going on the outside the numbers. And he's like they call him joystick. He can make a guy miss in a telephone booth. It's really incredible the kind of stuff he can put out there on the field. And he's just got a great humble mindset. He's a kid like you'd want to coach if you were a coach.
Um, yeah. Let's go to Isaiah Likely. He got hurt during training camp.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
got a foot issue going on.
yeah. They said that
He,
he could be back week one, but
I doubt he's back week one, but I'd rather have him healthy than try to rush back to get out there and play if I were him, because I think he's honestly a top five tight end in this league. If he was the number one tight end target getter, I think he would definitely be a top five tight end in this league because he can
yeah,
make guys miss. He can go. His yak is crazy. He blocks people out of the back of the end zone on stuff that like Michael Orr used to do in the Blind Side movie. That he does that out there. You don't like that's a guy you want on your team.
Yeah, no, for sure. Look, I think if he's not healthy week one, you absolutely sit him. This is a
Oh, but they have two other tight ends. You got Charlie Kohler and Mark Andrews for a reason.
yeah, that's true. But it's a long season, and the main objective for the Ravens is
Is the,
January and February.
yeah,
The regular season
we
really
want to
does.
get to the Super Bowl. That's the goal.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah, yeah,
less
I'm
is
I'm I'm saying the playoffs and the Super Bowl, absolutely. But the regular season, to me, does not matter for the Ravens because we already know what they're going to do in the regular season. They're going to win a bunch of games.
yeah, that's what they do. Ever since Lamar's gotten on this team, and after his first year, where Joe Flacco played half the year and he stepped in, his first game in Miami, 2019, his first MVP season, threw for 5 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing. Everybody was saying he's a running back, and he goes out and does that. And then he just wins games. I think
Yeah, now speaking of tight
he's
end,
top
Mark
three in
Andrews.
win percentage all time among quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Um, Mark Andrews, obviously, he had a terrible drop. Do you think he'll rebound from that
Yeah,
this
he
season?
definitely will. He's not a guy that's going to let that ruin his career. It's one play in one game. There's a million plays, not a million, but there's a ton of plays in every game that it's not just one single play that makes a game or wins a play.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And look, you know, same with my guy Duncan Cate. He dropped a pass. I hope that drop does not bother him. I hope just get it
You're
out of
saying
your
the
brain
one the
and just
against the Chiefs,
yeah, yeah.
that was a tough. That was just a tough play overall.
It's a tough
Overall,
play, but the ball hit his hands. I'm just saying
it
a
hit
drop
him.
is still a
It
drop.
hit him. It was tough though. I mean, Josh was barely got that off. He was getting swarmed.
Did it touch his hands?
Yeah, everything that touches your hands, you should catch. I agree.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hopefully that will get out of get it out of your brain and let's play the next play. This is a new season. Last year was last year, and just move forward. I mean, that's what my mindset should be.
100%. If you're looking to play winning football, you can't dwell on one bad play when you've made a million great plays your whole career. Ed, I got a question for you. What do you think the Bills' defense is going to do going forward? Do you think you guys have tightened it up, gotten a little more healthy since last year?
Uh, Obviously it's preseason, but I was very disappointed. In the secondary, Damar Hamlin and Taylor, no, Cole Bishop played. There are safeties. They looked awful. I get it preseason. You're probably not going full speed, but they didn't look great. Damar Hamlin obviously he had that tragedy against the Bengals, but the guy needs to step it up. That the past isn't a pass. The Bills are trying to get better, and I think he's gonna make the team, but I'm not sure he's gonna be the starter.
They got what? They lost what 38-0 to the Bears.
Yeah, I mean it's preseason.
It's preseason.
Nobody's
I think what one starter played for the Bills, but that's still not what you want to see.
yeah, I mean there's still a depth issue. Um, uh,
Is Milano healthy currently?
yeah, Milano,
He's a
Bernard,
huge part of your D.
yeah, Milano and Bernard are healthy. Because Milano the past 2 seasons, he was out 1 year and he wasn't healthy in the beginning of last year. So they're both healthy. I think they're two of the best linebackers that we have on our roster. Um,
Is Bernard like a
they
hybrid player? Don't they use Bernard like kind of like a Kyle Hamilton? They like throw him in safety, outside linebacker, like they
yeah,
put him in
he'll
spots.
drop back in coverage. He can guard a running back. Maybe
Yeah,
a guy in the slot. Uh,
he's a really good player. I noticed him on tape or just from watching the games last year.
yeah, I just hope we can get a pass rush against the against these great quarterbacks like a Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. because in
That's
these
why
big
I'm really
games,
excited about. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Mike Green, getting Mike Green is massive for the Ravens. We haven't had a really good pass rusher since we traded away Matthew Judon.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But yeah, no, it's all about being getting a pass rush against these great quarterbacks. And for some reason against the Chiefs, the Bills just don't get a pass rush, and it's been very frustrating.
Yeah, the more time you let a guy like Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and any of these got real top tier quarterbacks, the more time you give them, the more people are just going to get open. It's harder to defend for 10 seconds on a play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Derrick Henry, uh, this will be his 10th NFL season. What a career! He's a monster. Uh,
Yeah, he's a gem. When I found out that he was getting traded to us, I was so excited. He's just like you have Lamar Jackson who can is probably the most athletic quarterback to ever play in the NFL. I would say other than like Cam Newton and Mike Vick, I'd put those three up there. But and then you just add a freak of a human being. Like Derrick Henry is like 6'5", bigger than the linebackers that are trying to tackle him. It's crazy. It's very happy to see.
oh, and I think third and one, fourth and one situations.
They got to give him the ball more, to
Who
be
are you
honest
trying to
with you.
defend? Yeah,
Yeah, they should also be utilizing the read option a lot more because if you run that play correctly with those two players, it's basically unguardable.
yeah, it's
Pick your poison.
exactly, and you don't want to tackle 250 pounds coming
No,
down the line of
safeties and
scrimmage.
quarterbacks. That's the last thing they want to do is see a big Derrick Henry coming downhill on you.
Yeah, no, for sure. But do you think he'll slow down this season or no?
So the worst season he had in his career was his last year with the Titans, and then he came to the Ravens and then had his best statistical career season. So I don't think he'll do exactly the same as what he did last year, but I still think he'll be north of like 1,500 yards rushing. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
he'll
I
have
think
a
he'll
bunch of
be an
touchdowns.
effective player. Uh, because he's 250, he's in great shape, and it doesn't look like he slows down at all.
No, he looks like he wakes up and eats like nails and glass for breakfast. The guy's built different.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I think he's another weapon. Gosh, these weapons are stacked for Lamar.
They are quite good. It makes me very excited for this upcoming season. I think what do we got? 15 days. September 7th is the first game for the Ravens.
Something like that. I'm not a good guy. I'm not good at math, so I have no idea.
That's all right.
But yeah, look, this Ravens team is good. But we talked about the kicking game. Obviously Justin Tucker is uh he left. They released him. But tell me about the new kicker.
Tyler
What?
Loop. He's a young guy out of Arizona, and there's footage of him making 70 yarders. So he was good for 55 in the last preseason game. I think he's a good addition. I really, as good as Justin Tucker's been, he won a Super Bowl with us as a rookie out of Texas. He's got the longest field goal in NFL history. He's arguably he's the best kicker that's ever lived, I think, percentage wise and what he's accomplished. But the stuff that he was getting accused of is something you can't have on your football team. So
Yeah, no, for
you
sure.
gotta move on from that.
He was also missing a lot of kicks last year.
Oh, he had his worst year of his whole career last year. He lost us a couple games last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, I want to talk about John Harbaugh. Look, I'm not saying that they're going to fire him, but should he be on the hot seat if they don't make it to the Super Bowl?
No, I think he's a great coach, man. I think he's on a cool throne. He's really just a great guy. Like when you see interviews with him and he's just like, who has it better than us? Nobody. That's they say that after every game in the locker room after a W because it's really like he treats that team like a family. I and from what I've seen, I wouldn't want any other guy in the league to lead me.
Yeah, no, I look,
I
the
stand by
only
it.
reason why I asked that because Bills fans have been clamoring that get rid of Sean McDermott because they haven't made it to the Super Bowl. So that's why I really wanted to ask because same with the Bills. Lamar Jackson is an unbelievable talent, and it's time for him to get to the Super Bowl.
I agree. I certainly agree. I can't agree more with you, Ed.
But
Do you think it's more uh, Sean McDermott or Joe Brady?
no, no, you can't blame Joe Brady for 13 seconds. You can't blame. Look, you can't blame Sean McDermott for a drop. A kick,
No, you can't blame the coaches for
but you
like
can
stuff like
blame him
that.
for. I think the Bills fans are just blaming him for the 13 seconds because I think that was our best team, our best shot to win a Super Bowl. But
You're saying the play when they got Tyreek all the way down the field
yeah,
when he scored in the Chiefs at the Chiefs.
the 13-second game.
Damn.
But yeah, look, no, I don't think Bills or Ravens should fire Harbaugh or McDermott because they're two good coaches. They just can't beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, I think I don't think the Chiefs are going to have as good of a season this year as they've been having. I think Travis Kelsey's old. Their top wide receiver Rashid Rice has got criminal issues because he's a scumbag. And then I don't know. I just don't see it happening for them this year. They got a really tough 7 weeks, first 7 weeks of games as well.
So who is the biggest challenge to the Ravens? If you think the Chiefs will be not as great.
I think the Bills, and then uh, Joe Burrow is going to have a good year, but I think the Bengals really depend on how good their defense is going to be and their O line. Because Joe Burrow can throw the ball, and they got two great receivers who can go up and get it over anybody. But it really just depends what their back end's going to do on defense, and then uh, how their O line will do. Because I saw a clip yesterday of Joe Burrow running in circles because they're playing him in the second quarter, and it's
Just throw it away. Why are you?
yeah,
What are you
stuff like
doing?
that. It's like if Joe Burrow gets hurt, you're going to have a long season, fellas.
Well, I get that. I get it during the regular season, but preseason,
No, and it's not even the last preseason game.
yeah, no, for sure. Um, okay, so I do want to talk about Daniel Jones. He is going to be starting for the Colts. Does Anthony Richardson, deserve a second chance elsewhere? Or
I was under the impression that Anthony Richardson, honestly, he hasn't played a lot of football. If you go back and look, he didn't play a lot at Florida,
he only played 13 games in Florida.
and then he didn't he I'm pretty sure he started playing football late in high school.
Yeah,
Like
look, he's definitely a raw talent.
but I mean in the Ravens preseason game, he got blindsided hit and it was completely his fault.
Yeah,
He snapped his finger in half too.
yeah, no.
He got crushed by Dafe Owe
Look, we know he has a big arm,
or
but
David Ajabo, excuse me, was the one that hit him
okay.
and broke
We
his
know.
finger.
Richardson has a big arm, but he had too many layups. He can't hit. You
Well,
know.
last year he couldn't hit anything outside of like 10 yards. Like outside the numbers, throwing crossing routes, he's missing everything.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think I honestly don't believe that he deserves another chance in the NFL. I didn't think he was that good. He can run, but like so can Trey Lance. He doesn't have a starting job.
Yeah, but hopefully this is a wake up call, for him, and hopefully he takes the NFL a little seriously. Not that he didn't, but like still, but because he's still a young guy. Hopefully he,
He's a young guy. He's a good athlete, but I think people were trying to label him as like the next Cam Newton or all of this just based off like stuff that he did in like a combine workout. You know what I'm saying? He could throw the ball high and he could do like backflips and stuff. But if you can't make a completion on a 10-yard route, you can't be an NFL quarterback.
yeah. So let's flip it to Daniel Jones. Well,
The Colts aren't going to be very good.
no, I'm sorry. The Colts are going to be terrible. Uh,
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback.
they'll be floating around with the Saints at the bottom of the league. That's for sure.
Oh, I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the AFC.
I agree.
And they will be drafting a quarterback. And now look, I don't think you get rid of Shane Steichen. I think he's a good offensive coach that knows
Shane
offense.
Steichen is a good coach. I They went somewhere wrong where they had Jonathan Taylor running the ball all the time, and they got away from that. They've just been their draft picks have not been it.
Yeah, no.
They haven't been getting
They do
guys
got the guy
they're
from
adding.
Penn State, Warren.
Pardon?
They got Warren, the tight end from out of Penn State. I think he's going to
Yeah,
be a good
Tyler
addition.
Warren is very good, but if you don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball, then what is he worth?
Nothing.
Exactly. And Daniel Jones is only as good as his 80-yard run where he tripped on his shoelaces and couldn't get into the end zone.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Uh, yeah, look, no, I don't have huge expectations for the Colts. I think they're going to be a bad team. They'll be
That
drafting a
whole
quarterback.
division is going to be really bad.
Yes, I would agree.
The Texans might blow that whole division out.
Maybe, who knows?
I don't think they're going to be as good this year as well. I don't think CJ Stroud is going to be as good as people initially thought after
They
the
got
first.
rid of Tunsil. Uh,
Oh, did they really?
yeah,
Where did he get sent to?
Miami.
Damn, the gas mask guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
smoked long on draft day.
But yeah. Look, back to the Ravens. They're facing the Bills week 1.
Yeah, I'm excited. I might be there.
I gotta say that game does not matter.
Yeah, it's week one,
Yeah, and
but
look,
it's going to be a good football game. I'm going to be excited.
no, absolutely, football's back week 1. But I will say this. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they got drafted in the same class. But to me, I hope both of them get a Super Bowl because they're very talented and they're very good at what they do.
I I agree. I don't root against the Bills. I respect Josh Allen. I think he's a good guy. I'm just a Ravens fan, man.
Yeah, no, Ravens first, Bills first. I but I desperately want both of them to win a Super Bowl. And
I think either
Lamar,
of those two
Patrick
teams,
Mahomes, you got your 3 trophies. It's time for next man up in the AFC.
I agree. Do you have any favorites for who you think could potentially be contending for a Super Bowl in the NFC, Ed?
Uh, Obviously Eagles, but watch out for Tampa. I think
I
Tampa.
was just going to say the same thing. I think they might be able to beat at least from last year. They beat the Eagles head up twice. I think they could be scary good.
Yeah, and Chris Godwin is coming back from an injury, so yeah, hopefully he's healthy. Well, yeah, watch out for them.
They
But
also got Amike. Uh, I I can't pronounce the guy's last name, but he was the wide receiver for Ohio State. He's supposed to be very, very, very good.
yeah, no, for sure. So I'm gonna wrap up with this. Football's around the corner. I think Ravens are gonna be really good this year. Uh, They do have a tough schedule early, but I don't really care about the Bills game. I care about that Week 4 matchup. I want to see Lamar Jackson facing the Chiefs because that's Lamar's kryptonite. You can't beat the Chiefs. At least the Bills had beaten the Chiefs in the regular season, but the Ravens they always struggle
Lamar's beat Pat Mahomes twice.
once.
Are you sure?
I I'm pretty sure. Well, let's just say twice for the fun of it.
All right.
But I will have to double check that for those who are watching.
I would like for you to double check that on air. I would like to see who's right and who's wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that he's beat the Chiefs twice.
He's 1-4 against the Chiefs.
1-4. All right. You were right.
Wait, no, yeah, no, my bad. 1-5.
Okay. 1-5.
But still, I mean, and it seems like he just doesn't play his A game against the Chiefs.
All right. We'll see when it comes to week 4.
Yeah, we'll see. But any predictions for your Ravens before we sign off?
Uh, I think they can win 12 games this year. I'd like to see them win more, but you just never know what's going to happen. Football's hard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And but one last point, I don't think the Bengals will be very good. I don't believe in the Steelers and the Browns are going to be drafting in the top three. So I think
Yeah,
Ravens all
the
day.
Ravens will win the AFC North.
Yeah, easily,
That's my prediction. And hopefully they are playing in the Super Bowl. Is what we want to see. But you
absolutely.
never know. I'm not the one playing the football out there on the field. These guys are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, thank you for coming on. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, Ed. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care.